What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about that Loki trailer. Just talk about, firstly, how much I loved it. So that trailer was phenomenal. I posted that over on Twitter today, so just so there's no surprises, I'm a big fan, okay, of the character, of his portrayal, and I think that this trailer was absolutely amazing. Honestly, I thought the trailer, the first time, because this is trailer number 2, the first trailer was really, really good as well. This one, we got just a whole bunch of Owen Wilson, which sign me up for any day of the week. Please make another Shanghai movie with Jackie Chan, please. I mean, that would be absolutely phenomenal. But this trailer, I think, did everything that I wanted it to do. I also do have some questions, though, and not necessarily even questions, more like, I don't want to say concerns or worries, because I do want to make this more of a positive video, but I do have things I want to talk about on the flip side as well. So before I do too much of a deep dive, make sure, as always, if you guys do like this stuff, you're subscribed, you have the bell icon turned on, all that good stuff. If you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, it's called Podcast Now Plus. Link for it's in the description, or obviously you can just look it up over on YouTube. And so again, from a positive point of view, action looked awesome. I would say, like, the surroundings or the setting. You know, one thing that many things they've done right, even with these TV shows, but with the Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, they really have done a good job. I'd say maybe outside of the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, of making it really feel high budget, like, and not just for the sake of being high budget, but because it kind of needs to be. And the only reason I say not for the first 2 episodes of WandaVision was because those were very, obviously heavily like sitcom stuff. But as WandaVision went on, it was like, okay, like, this is like to the level of Marvel movies. But Falcon and Winter, I keep wanting to say like Bucky, but Falcon and Winter Soldier, that show, I didn't like the first 2 episodes. I actually really loved the 3rd episode, but all together, they definitely have had a quality where you can tell, like, okay, they've put a lot of money into this. So Loki, the trailer, I think it captured really perfectly, like, okay, they're not going to make it expensive and big just to do it. Okay, I don't really feel like they want to just throw away money or throw it at a wall just to do so, but they're doing it because they feel that that's kind of what they need to do. So I think that, like, works really well. The comedy, comedy is obviously tough. Sometimes, jokes and stuff hit, sometimes they don't. One example is even, and again, this could be a controversial opinion, I didn't think almost any of the jokes landed in the very first The Suicide Squad trailer, the one that came out a few weeks ago. I think the second trailer was a lot better, by the way, but the first one, I think a lot of the jokes just flat out missed, and sometimes that can be like the tone, that could be bad editing in the trailer. That doesn't mean they're not going to that doesn't even mean those jokes won't deliver in the movie or in a TV show. It just means that they didn't work, in my opinion, for, when they were shown in the trailer. I think a lot of them were shown pretty darn well in this trailer. Even a good example is, like, when Owen Wilson's character is talking about how, like, he studied him, like, everything he's ever done, and, like, he's literally stabbed people in the back, like, 50 times. He's like, well, I won't anymore. And it's like, that's really good. Or when he has him sign everything that he's ever said, and then he says another line, and he has to print another piece of paper, and he has to sign that one too. Like, those work. And again, you're not guaranteed that those jokes will always work, even in a trailer. So I'm very impressed by it. Again, like, the scope. Loki is such a amazing character, which I will say, this leads me into the more concern area. One thing I'm slightly worried about, and it's slightly, because I think that they have always had a good handle on his character. He's actually gone through an amazing arc that not even, I would say, all of, like, the Avengers have gone through. But when you first see him versus when you last see him, okay, he goes on quite the ride. The thing is, when this Loki in the trailer and in the show, and I keep wanting to say movie, but let's fix that. In the show Loki, okay, that's the Loki that had just attacked New York City. That's the Loki that just used the Tesseract and then, took it back to basically escape imprisonment. So he didn't go through anything of any of the other. He didn't get to go through the Ragnarok arc with Thor. He didn't get to do his kind of, and by the way, I mean, that was probably the most fundamental movie to him, because it's what changed his character so drastically, so dramatically, especially, obviously, the very end. And then even the arc that he completed in Infinity War when he, went through the thing with Thanos, which basically, ended with him dying. So, like, that was, obviously it was a very sad end, and, like, as soon as it started with, like, all of them there, and then, like, Hulk battles Thanos, it's like, oh my god, bad things are gonna happen here, right? So, like, you could kind of all see it coming that, like, Loki was probably gonna be the first casualty, I guess second, technically, right? But it's like, he didn't get to do all that. So, the Loki we're getting in this show, it's going to be interesting because it's like, what do we like the most about Loki? Do we like the fact that he is kind of all over like he is very, I guess, creative. He is very charismatic, but he's also like all over the place. Like he can be very deceptive. He can be evil in a way, but he's always kind of looking out for himself. And I guess he always has been that, even through Ragnarok until roughly the end. And then obviously Infinity War, he definitely wasn't looking out for himself in Infinity War because he was trying to kill Thanos. If he was looking out for himself, he would have like just left him alone and tried to maybe go to Earth and then maybe try to like hide forever. But he really wanted to take that stand and see maybe if he could do it, and obviously he failed. So like that being selfless really happened towards the end of his journey. The one we're dealing with in this show is not that. So the question is, does that make him like less of a character? You know what I mean? So, and it's not necessarily, well, okay, I do want to call it a worry or a concern because it is important. Like character development is important in these shows. We've seen it so far with the two shows we've had, like Wanda and Vision. They were elevated massively in their show. Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? Sam and Bucky. I think they're doing a pretty solid job with both of them, especially recently in the show. Like they're adding more depth. This Loki, though, do we want more depth with this current state of Loki? Because we're not really at the enormously likable. The Loki in the first Avengers movie wasn't really the most likable. He was pretty darn. He was actually like evil, right? His goal. I mean, he was like you could see like, okay, he's a very cool character and like he makes these jokes and he's very like sly in the way he talks and stuff like that. But I don't know if he was like the most lovable character of all time. You know what I mean? Especially because they pushed him as the villain of that movie. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about here. I don't really think it's going to, I don't think it's going to like destroy the show. I also don't think it'll probably be a problem. I feel like they will take my concern and just say, okay, look, we've already figured that. You'll love him as a character by like episode 2. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what I'm expecting, is that that they'll be okay. It's just a little worry I have so far of the show, and we'll talk about it as we get closer and closer. But my dear God, it was a really good trailer. It really, really was. I've been saying, WandaVision was obviously one that I was looking so forward to. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was just nowhere near close to WandaVision. Loki, I'd say, I don't know if I'm more excited for Loki as I was for WandaVision, but it's probably right there. It's probably like right below it. And WandaVision, I would still say is so far my favorite of the shows, but obviously we're not very far in, Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I'm pumped for Loki. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And one more time, let's just give it up. Give a hand of applause here. I'm going to try and clap here. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I clapped for Owen Wilson. I mean, I love the guy, a great actor. I can't do his wow as good as other people can, or actually almost at all, but I really think he could be like a star of this show. Not just in like he's going to be in it a lot, because I think he obviously will be in it a lot, but in terms of like he may steal certain things in the show, I think that's very likely. So let me know what you guys thought about the trailer, about trailer number 2 in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. Again, if you want to subscribe to my second channel, it's called Podcast Now Plus. Link for that is in the description below. All my other social media stuff is there as well. If you guys want to, follow me on Twitter or Discord, Twitch, all that stuff is in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.